All right, Bruce Allen already giving me some financial advice this morning. There is a new study this week giving us a better picture of what we may need to retire. Joining our conversation this morning, as you heard me say, financial advisor Bruce Allen of Bruce G. Allen Investments. Bruce, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, this is a really big topic. A lot of people, they don't want to keep working the whole rest of their lives. They want to know that they're going to have that period where they are going to be able to retire. So this week, LendingTree actually came out with a nationwide study on how much money retirees need to achieve financial independence. My question for you, Bruce, is how much is somebody going to need if they live here in Denver?
All right, let's start breaking down the numbers. Two women at LendingTree did a terrific job. And what they did was they said in Denver, the average retiree spends $58,992. It's rounded up to $59,000 to make life simple.
Sure, okay.
And so that's after taxes. And then they backed out, okay, what else is happening? So the next question is, how much does the average retiree get from Social Security? And the average person in Denver is claiming $25,500. Now, Social Security, just to be clear, this is the average. Some people can claim and strategically claim much more than that. So Social Security is a very complicated topic, but the average retiree in Denver is getting $25,500.
So this is a good number to kind of plan your numbers around if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, this is just a starting point to have a conversation with your financial planner or your financial advisor, because if you're looking at, hey, how much money do I need? This is at least some numbers to start looking at in terms of how much does the average person spend. What the two women at LendingTree who did this study found was that in order to get to that $59,000, the average retiree needs another $49,741 in income. And in order to generate that, the nest egg that someone needs is $1,243,000, which you and I were talking a minute ago sounds like a breathtaking
Right,
number.
it really does.
Yeah. And one of the nice things is you're young, so you've got lots of years to save.
Oh, Bruce, you're kind.
So I think that the key thing is that it depends on how old you are and so forth, but a variety of ways to save for that 401ks, IRAs, Roths. But at least when you're starting with a financial plan, the first thing that many advisors or financial planners want to talk about is, hey, how much would you like to have set aside? And these numbers give at least a starting point for the conversation to talk about, hey, what do I need to have in order to achieve financial independence in retirement?
Right.
The second thing that was really interesting was that different metropolitan areas cost more or less. Take a wild guess what the most expensive metropolitan area is in the country. It's not a tough one.
In the country, I'm going to guess it's probably New York, right? No?
That was number 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was right behind San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And
so I got that wrong.
number 13 here in Denver. We're 13th in the nation of 348 metropolitan areas. So what the women at LendingTree did, and they did a terrific job on this study, Jordan, they really delved into, hey, what does the average person in Denver need to have the average lifestyle in Denver? So these are just starting points to have a conversation, but it was really useful information to see, and hopefully we'll see more of this kind of work.
Well, I think a lot of people that are hearing these numbers, we're also dealing with a lot of rising costs right now.
Yes.
And we were doing this, when we were looking at our own contributions to our 401k and how much should we up that contribution, but also what our price is going to be for our utilities, for our groceries with everything happening right now. How do you make these decisions given so many changeable factors?
Well, I think there's two things. One is you start at least with a big picture number and then build a plan around that and then build in some kind of way to protect yourself against inflation. So these are the base numbers to start with, and at least if you're saying, hey, at 65 I want to have $1,243,000 and you're 25 or 30 or 35 years old, that gives you the target for how much you're going to need to save each year in your 401ks, your IRAs, your Roths, and so forth to get to that number.
All right, just make sure you have your savings account going and learn to invest properly. That's a lesson I'm going through right now. Bruce, we're going to have you back to talk more about that because
Happy to help.
I need some help there. All right, let's check your forecast with that.